Dallas Cowboys fans, welcome back to the J All Day Sports Show. In today's episode, we're giving you a full 7-round mock draft, going over this roster, combing through it, figuring out what Jerry Jones and company is going to do in this draft. Your Cowboys have 22 unrestricted free agents. Cooper Rush, Trey Lance, DeMarcus Lawrence, Oza Odighizuwa, Eric Kendricks, man. Oh my goodness. There are so many talented Cowboys players that are unrestricted free agents this offseason. I don't expect a lot of them to be back. We'll see if Jerry Jones opens up that little piggy bank. But today, we're going to give you a 7-round mock draft and let you know my thoughts on this roster and where I think this team will go in this year's draft. Let's get into it. Cowboys fans, welcome to the mock draft. We're drafting at 12, 44, 76, 150, 170, 172, 175, 188, and 211. No 7th round pick in this draft and no 4th round pick. Maybe they package a 5th and a 6th to move up into the 4th round, but in this particular mock draft, I will not be doing any trades. I want to wait till free agency passes us before I start adding in some trades. I'm looking at the Cowboys at number 12. Who's left on the board? To me, there's 3 guys. They're all at the top of the food chain. Will Campbell, James Pierce, Luther Burden. They're the top 3 guys left on the board, but they're all really good players that could fit into your Dallas Cowboys franchise. I don't think we're going to go Luther Burden. I mean, without offensive line help or a pass rush, it doesn't really matter for us moving forward, right? To me, it's between James Pierce Jr., the edge defender from the Tennessee Volunteers, and Will Campbell. Will Campbell is a very solid offensive tackle. Played all 3 years as a 3-year starter, minus 2 snaps at left tackle. He's got pretty good size, 6'6", 323. He's a prototypical NFL tackle, right? Tyler Guyton struggled mightily last year, so offensive tackle is definitely a need. James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee was a monster the last 2 years at Tennessee. 89.1 pass rush grade and true pass set pass rush grade 83.7. And this pass rush win rate over 22% is insane. Very, very impressive stuff. 43 hurries, 8 sacks, 4 hits. He's got a ton of natural ability. He's a freak show, man. Absolute freak show. The dude is a monster. Straight up monster. 6'5", 243. I would like to see him put on a little bit of size, get in that 260 range, but, you know, he's only 21, so there's time for him to add on size. So, Cowboys fans, let me know in the comments down below, where would you go in the first round? For me, I think edge defender, when you're losing a guy like DeMarcus Lawrence, James Pierce Jr. is the guy for me in this spot. He played a little bit of off ball, a little outside tackle, a little over tackle, kind of played all over the place on this defense. I think James Pierce Jr. is a very viable pick at number 12. So is Will Campbell. I'm bouncing back and forth. The offensive line definitely needs some help, but I think we might be able to get someone in the 2nd round that can compete for a spot on the offensive line. An edge rusher with the ability that James Pierce Jr. has, he's not going to be there in the 2nd round. Pick number 12, I'm going James Pierce Jr. to the Dallas Cowboys. All right, Cowboys fans, we're up in the 2nd round. We definitely need a running back. Cam Skattebo is on the board still. Linebacker Jahad Campbell is a very, very talented guy as well. I do love myself some Jahad Campbell. He's a first-round talent. Falling into the 2nd round, he's probably the best linebacker in the business right now in this draft. So for me, when I'm analyzing this Cowboys roster, I would love to bring in a nice, solid running back like Cam Skattebo, but they do need some offensive line help. As we're going down here, looking through who's available, there's not a ton of talent here at 44 that I like. I do like Ozzie Trapilo from Boston College, but I don't know. I think it's a stretch. I think he's probably more of a 3rd round graded guy. I like Ursary too and Tyler Booker, but they're like 3rd round guys. We're picking in the middle of the 2nd round here at pick 44. Darian Porter, the cornerback from Iowa State's a talented player too, but you know what? We need a running back with some juice. Cam Skattebo is going to the Dallas Cowboys at pick number 44. Now, with the Cowboys drafting at number 76, pick number 12 in the third round, we're scanning who is left for us. Elijah Arroyo, the tight end, is a very solid prospect. Kind of can help Dak Prescott in the passing game. A guy like Isaiah Bond is very interesting as well. But Charles Grant from William & Mary, I've definitely been scouting him a lot. He looks really, really interesting at this position this late in the draft. Trey Harris, the wide receiver, is interesting too from Mississippi. Oh, man, he's 6'3", 210. Oh, gosh, I'm very, very, very torn right now. Where do we go? Do we go offensive line? Or do we go wide receiver? That's the two positions I'm kind of circling here in the third round. Marcus M'Bow from Purdue, 68 pass block grade. That's not good enough for me. Charles Grant, he's an animal, man. That run block grade, pass block grade, very, very, very efficient guy. 6'4", 300 pounds. You know, he could probably swing into guard, but the Cowboys really need some offensive line help. I don't know if Tyler Guyton's going to be that guy. They might have missed on him. Donovan Jackson's still available as well from Ohio State. Nick Nash from San Jose State. Pretty solid player too. His tape looked pretty damn good to me. 6'3", 195. Oh, man, I'm looking at this depth. There seems to be a little more depth at tackle than wide receiver, but I think any of these guys is a stretch. For me, I do like Trey Harris Jr. You know what, guys? I'm giving you another firepower offensive weapon. I love Trey Harris. His tape looks great. His season ended short because of injuries, but I'm telling you, Cowboys fans, watch the tape. This dude is an absolute stud. All right, so we're through 3 picks. We got an edge defender and 2 playmakers in Skattebo and Trey Harris. Now, for me, I'm thinking I'm going offensive line here. I think that's the way to go. Emory Jones from LSU. Decent grades in 2023. He definitely regressed a little bit this past season. Offensive line is a huge need. I don't see a ton of spots on Jeanty Cornelius, but he could probably be there later when we got more picks. I want to pick the best player available right now. Cody Simon from Ohio State is very interesting as well, 6'2", 235. With Eric Kendricks walking, where does he go? He played a lot in the box, right? So he's not playing on the D line a lot. He's not putting his hand in the ground. He's kind of an off-ball linebacker that can replace Eric Kendricks. I like this spot to pick up a very solid linebacker here in the 5th round. We got another 5th round pick number 33 in the 5th round for Cowboys fans. A little update on the draft. It sucks to no 4th round pick. Pierce, Skattebo, Harris, and the linebacker Cody Simon. I think cornerbacks in play right here. Interior defensive line, a guy like CJ West from Indiana. This dude, that run defense grade 88.1 is going to be hard to pass up in this spot. Let's just scan and see what else is around. Tommy Hill from Nebraska. Come on, grades. Work with me here. They just don't want to come out. There they are. Really good 2023. Regressed. A lot of injuries. This could be a steal, but that man coverage grade in the limited time was not very good. In the NFL, you need to be able to be adequate at man-to-man defense, right? So when I'm looking at the picks here, man, CJ West is just too good to pass up in the middle of that D-line. They need D-line help. We got another 5th round pick 172. We're going to have our, picks in this 5th round, man. We got 150, 170, 172, 175. I'm looking around. Tyler Batty from BYU is a pretty solid player. I definitely think safety, cornerback is really interesting. A tight end could be in play for us Cowboys fans. What do you think they do in the 5th round? You need to get some talent here in the 5th round. I think we got to got to look at the offensive line. We need offensive line desperately right now. Jake Majors is the best guy on the board at center. He played all his snaps at center for Texas. Belton from North Carolina. I love this pass block grade at 87.2. I don't know if he's going to be an NFL tackle, but he could be some good depth there. Dylan Fairchild from the Bulldogs. Guard is very, very interesting. I actually really like that play there for the Cowboys. If we're looking at the Cowboys, running back, wide receiver, tackle, edge, they definitely need some tackle help. But I don't know. Holland Pierce from Rutgers, 79 pass block grade, zone grade 82, true pass block grade 76. He's a pretty solid tackle here, guys. Played a little bit of right tackle, played a little bit of left tackle later in his career. He played all over the offensive line. I like this pick here. We're drafting only another couple picks down the line here for the Cowboys at pick 175. Dean Clark from Fresno State could add some depth to that secondary spot. Upton Stout from Western Kentucky. Run defense grade 90.9. Very impressive stuff, guys. I think bringing in a safety could be interesting late in the 5th round. But when you're drafting at this point in the draft, you want to bring in the best. Ricky White from UNLV, pretty solid player as well, 6'1", 190. I want to bring in the best players available, with Brandon Cooks being a free agent. Jason Marshall, decent, not great at the cornerback position. Oh, man, we're looking at our picks. We want to tackle, some D-line, some skill position players. We're getting a pretty solid draft here, guys, for us Cowboys fans, right? So, where do we go from here? Picking in this spot in the draft, Ty Felton from Maryland was pretty good early on in the season, but kind of regressed considerably. Oh, boy, it's tough drafting in the 5th round. Jay Higgins, the linebacker from Iowa, in the 5th round. He's a pretty solid player. But Tommy Hill, the cornerback, you know what? I'm going to take a flyer on Tommy Hill, the cornerback, because he was great in 2023. Injuries derailed his 2024. I think this could be a steal here for the Cowboys in the 5th round. Now, picking in the 6th round, we lost 2 quarterbacks, right? Cooper Rush and Trey Lance are both gone. So bringing in a quarterback with one of these 6th round picks, I don't hate that idea. Gadsden from Syracuse, pretty good player, man. Almost 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. I want to bring in a tight end. Bring us some depth to that room. And now we're picking a quarterback here, maybe in the 6th round. What do you guys think about that? Malachi Moore from Alabama. The safety, really, really solid year, man. He played in the slot a little bit. This could be a guy he could play it in the box, play deep. He played a little bit all over the place. And if I'm looking, Jackson Dart from Mississippi is still available as well. Man. Ahmed Hassanin from Boise State, pretty solid year as well. A lot of talent here in the 6th round, guys. 6'3", 271. Xavier Truss from Georgia still available. Oof, man, there's some talent here, man. Do we go a guy like Malachi Moore, the safety? Really, really interesting pick. I think some D-back room would be great. Malachi Moore, I'm picking you in the 6th round for the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys fans, I think this is a pretty solid draft. B-plus grade from PFF. James Pierce Jr. gets us an A-plus grade. Scatterboo, this dude can ball out. Excellent running back in the 2nd round. Going to get the Cowboys some nastiness and juice. Trey Harris, dude, his tape is amazing. Check out his tape, guys, I'm telling you. Cody Simon, yeah, we crushed our first 5 picks. DJ West, they didn't really like the Holland Pierce pick from Rutgers, but they needed some offensive line help there. I think that's a solid pick. Tommy Hill, the cornerback. Tight end Gadsden from Syracuse, and Malachi Moore, the safety. 6th round gave us a B+. Cowboys fans, I love this draft. We needed to get good players in this room with 22 unrestricted free agents. We just need talent. We got talent at wide receiver, running back, edge, linebacker, D-line, a little bit of everything, some D-back help. I think this is a great draft. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And I know you don't want to hear this, Cowboys fans, but go Birds! All right, guys, thank you so much. Peace!